said the only constant is change in college football, but over more than 150 years, there have been some things that you can count on. If you can run the football, you have a chance to win. And boy, do we have guys who can do that in this one. Welcome between the hedges to Athens, Georgia and Sanford Stadium, home of the Georgia Bulldogs. As we'll see, a playoff team from last year, the Texas Longhorns, taking on a participant from the playoff last year, the Georgia Bulldogs. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer alongside. Guys, we can't wait to see this game. Been looking forward to it all week. The Longhorns about to kick it away and get this season started. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Leaves it with the back. Oh, he's got some space. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43.
It's a good-looking run, and I'll say this. I know Georgia's always been known to run the football. They always want to be really physical, but it starts up front. They always seem to have great units on the offensive line, guys that communicate and guys that get pushed. And they've put many running backs into the NFL, but it's because of these big old hog mollies up front.
Man, the evolution of the quarterback position. Basically, you should call them running backs who throw the ball really well now.
And, guys, you know the other thing that happens here is that sets up the next play because you've sort of left the defensive line gassed trying to run down the quarterback.
Oh, you got to be in shape, chasing him around all day on design runs, on scrambles, and, you know, it's just, and the +1 advantage you get by having that guy. It's so hard to defend.
And the Bulldogs are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Quarterback keeper. He gets it oh so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. This offense has moved into plus territory, and they want to keep the heat on. They'll go for it on 4th down. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. Georgia going up tempo.
You're seeing analytics become a bigger part of college football each and every year, and there is a good example of it. Opening drive of the game, you're across the 50, 4th down, and it says run the ball and go for it. Even if you don't get it, your opponent's going to have to drive a ways. There's still a lot of football left to play. Hindsight's always 20/20, but that was an excellent decision by the head coach.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. They'll move the tight end. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Back open in the middle. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Georgia coming out with a fresh set of downs. Sends it back in motion. Looking downfield on 1st down. I don't think that's the way they drew it up. Incomplete. Let's take a little step back and have a look at Georgia. What does the top 5 ranking mean for week 1? Optimism, hope, maybe, David, an excuse for the other team's fans to rush the field if they knock you off?
Well, it means, first of all, absolutely nothing, because preseason rankings don't show up anywhere at the end of the season, but it means this team is talented.
Intercepted, and the first drive ends with a pick. He'll try to take it back. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
First quarter, first drive, first strike delivered, and it's the defense that comes up with the big play. Talking to the defensive coordinator, he felt really good about his pass defense, and he wasn't lying.
Picked off, and the opening drive is stuck with an interception. He's loose down the middle. And what a return as he takes it back to the 8.
Not the start this kid was looking for. Very first pass of the day gets picked off. This is a defense that's got a lot of ball hawks on the back end, and he's got to be real careful with his eyes, not telegraph throws like he did right there. He's going to have to settle in.
They're lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they have dialed up for this one. Tight end finds a soft spot. That throw and catch gets them down to the 6, and the defense is running out of answers.
The offense trying to throw it there quickly down close to the goal line. Nice job by the defense tackling the catch.
They keep pushing forward, now back to work on 2nd and goal from the 6. Rides the back and leaves it. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. This defense was put in a difficult spot, but they've made it tough, and now the offense faces 3rd and goal. Tripped up for the tackle.
And how about the response from this defense? Put in a horrible situation, horrible field position. Jesse, they bowed their necks 3 times in a row.
Yeah, and it's a sudden change situation, and they practice that all week. You never know when they're going to come up, but you have to have guys on the field playing with a sense of urgency. This has been awesome defense.
Touchdown, Dogs! Quick strike through the air for the score.
And that's what I love about empty sets and formations on offense, is that when you spread the defense out, you create bigger lanes to throw into. You saw it right there.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And the extra point makes it 7-0. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. And here comes the Texas offense back on the field. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season, that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged, but when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
And the Longhorns send out the punt unit. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. Punt is in the air on 4th down. And nobody able to handle that punt. They'll let it bounce and roll out of bounds. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Here's the heat. Nice job of avoiding the sack and picking up a few on the run. And now on 2nd down for this offense. They'll run it out of the shotgun. Crosses the 30, he's going. He's up to 47 yards for him on the ground now. What a first quarter for this guy. The Bulldogs just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Still looking, on the move. Outside the pocket, lets it go. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down. Guys, let's chat about Georgia. Everybody uses the portal to varying degrees. Sometimes you just fill the exact right hole that you want. And this team, as they start this season, not a ton of new faces here, Jesse.
They didn't, but I don't think it's because there was a lack of...
Breaks into the open. That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6. And the Dogs have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. The snap sets up to throw. Steps away. He just wisely got rid of that one. The worst thing that can happen to you is to turn it over on 1st down in the red zone.
And I really like that decision by this quarterback. Listen, you've got a lot of downs here. It's 1st and goal. You're in scoring position. If you don't feel comfortable, throw that ball away. Live to fight another down.
Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
They've worked it down to the 4-yard line, but now it's 3rd and goal. Motion from the wideout. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover.
Man, another mistake by this. Listen, he is an elite quarterback. He's really, really good. He's pressing too much. Jesse, the #1 job of a quarterback, you better protect the football. I don't care how good you are, you better protect it.
Yeah, you just got to take what the defense is giving you, and I agree, David. It looks like right now he's trying to force the big play instead of just checking it down or throwing away. He's got to do a better job working through his progressions right now. He's got tons of talent. He's making bad decisions.
Wants to throw on 1st down. Moving out of the pocket. Rolling, throwing, looking right. Pulls it in down the sideline. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the 1st down. And the Longhorns want to crank the tempo. Looking to throw on 1st down. Throws for the tight end. Soft spot in the middle. Tackle is made at the 27. Let's give him 10 yards on the play, and it is enough for a 1st down. Out of the gun to give to the back. Nice move there. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a 1st down. The Longhorns come to the line with a new set of downs. From the red zone, looking for a man. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20.
I like the defense there and their mentality. After getting gashed on the ground, they just turn the page and they generate the pass rush the very next play.
The Longhorns have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Wide receiver going in motion. Back to pass. Sets up the screen. Shakes off the defender. He'll be run out of bounds at the 14. Offense breaks the huddle. It's 3rd down. We've reached the break, and Georgia is on top. And after that 1st quarter, let's see if these guys can get back in the game in the 2nd. They flipped into the field, and we're ready to play. So they had a chance to talk over this 3rd down play to open the period. From the gun, wants to pass. He's got it on the move. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be 1st and goal. The Longhorns started this drive backed up in their own end, and now they've moved into position to score. Touchdown, Texas! Fit it in the window for the score. Extra point here will tie the game.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. And David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give him a different look. Back has it. He'll take it himself. Makes his man miss. Got enough for the 1st. They bring him down, but that's why you give them that Wildcat look to create an opportunity for big plays. They are letting the big dogs eat on the ground.
Pound, pound, pound. The dog pound. Run the football. Be physical. You can go back when Vince Dooley won a championship. Herschel Walker. You go all through the names. So many great running backs that run.
Going for it all. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't make the connection. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Quarterback making checks. Misfired on first down, back to the air on second. Quick strike complete. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. And that last completion left them short of the sticks. It's third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. Trying to take it back. They'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there. So now the Longhorns take over, and they'll send out the offense. This could be a real turning point in the game. They scored a touchdown. They got to stop. And now a chance to break the tie.
Yeah, this offense has got it cooking, man. And how about the defense? Great job getting that stop, getting the football right back to the hot hand. Now this offense, Palmer, has a chance to take it.
You can see the offense, too. They understand the situation right now. They were jonesing on the sidelines to get another opportunity to run back on the field. They are ready to drive this ball and go score.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Wants to go up top. Rushes on him. And he will wisely throw it to the kid playing the tuba.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense, because it messes with the snap count. It messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play. Now it looks as if they'll settle for the field goal try. This whole play is going to see if this kicker can operate in a sea of noise. Splits the uprights. Good. And guys, after the field goal, now they have the lead. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Hey, guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great top 25 matchup. LSU is just getting blown off the field today. It's like they haven't even been competitive. How'd you like to be the network censor on the coaches show this week? They're trailing by 14 to Clemson. We've got our eye on this one and everything else going on throughout the day. Guys?
Thanks for the update on that one. Kevin, let us know when it goes final. Trying to make magic on the scramble. There he goes. How about this sophomore learning when to just do it himself?
And I love the change in decision-making, right? That was a much better job. Last possession, tried to force it in there, threw the interception. This possession, it's not there. Take off and scramble. Great job. You got enough athletic ability to do that. Big third down conversion by this offense.
They go to the wide receiver screen. Got the completion, but nowhere to go as that defense reacted quickly. The Dogs trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Wants to fire on second down. Buys a little time with his feet. And he's left with no option. He just threw it away.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second.
Trying to beat the D deep. And he makes the grab and gets the foot down. What a job for a huge gain there. Georgia comes quickly to the line.
And, man, he had nobody around him. That has got to be embarrassing for this defense. When you let someone that deep downfield go completely uncovered.
He'll be brought down at the 3-yard line. An explosive play in the passing game has him on the doorstep. got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater. Looking for just one more yard. It's 2nd and goal. Looking to fire. He'll throw it. Trying to find the end zone. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. The pass play they hoped would spread the defense out, create a one-on-one opportunity, but they were equal to the challenge.
Yeah, and that's a play the receiver would love to have back. It looked for a second like he might be able to break that tackle and score a touchdown. Just wasn't able to get it done.
And you can feel the frustration from this offense. Like, they've driven the ball all the way down the field, and now just stalling out in the most important moment. They try to run outside, no success, and a big 4th down coming.
Looks as if he's going to run it. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Georgia!
And the head coach is going to keep going for it on 4th down because his offense responds like that. Your coach gives you the ultimate vote of confidence. Down on the goal line, we're going for it. I believe in you guys to execute, get us in the end zone, and they pay it off. Phenomenal job up front by the offensive line. You love to see a team respond to their coach's confidence.
It bounds through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Slithers into space. Forges ahead. Picks up about 3 to the 29. After the productive 1st down play, it's 2nd and 6.
Defense came into this one knowing they were going to see some tempo. They've got to get the call from the sidelines, get it communicated, get lined up.
Just keep moving this thing forward. He's out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 37-yard line.
Well, one of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
Down to 2 minutes to play in the half, and the referees signal for the 2-minute timeout. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Back in motion, trying to clear the picture. Looking to throw on 1st down. Under fire. And the rush will get to him at the 25.
Sometimes you beat your guy and you get sacked so clean, and sometimes, like on this play, the DBs do a great job covering, make the QB hold the football, and then the rush gets home.
Now facing 2nd and long after the defense came up with that sack. Complete to the left. They finally get to him. What a play there to pick up the 1st down. Clock stops momentarily for the 1st down. They'll hurry to the line. To the air on 1st down. Throws to the tight end. He's open on the right. They ripped off a big one, and they get it down to the 27. And the Longhorns moving quickly to the line. Looking downfield on 1st down. It's complete to the left. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times they'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. Gonna run it, it's Simon. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. 3rd down play in the red zone, and this crowd is at fever pitch. From the gun, wants to pass. It's complete on the right side. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks. The defense uses their 2nd timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. On fourth down, they could boot the field goal, but looks as if they'll go for it. Using his feet. Turning it on. And he'll slide after picking up the first down.
This is a running back, man, that just finds a way to get it done. Critical fourth down. Everyone thinking they're going to throw the football, but they hand it off to him, and he helps keep this drive alive.
They'll run it from the gun. He's pulled down after a tough run, gets it to the 6. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. They'll send the back in motion. Looking to go up top and time's running out in the half. And he's left with no option but to throw it away.
Like the job by the defense there in coverage. They took every option away from the quarterback. He was outside of the pocket, nowhere to go with it, so they forced the incompletion throw.
Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big third down in the red zone. Got it looking for a first. And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Longhorns!
Really nice job on their final drive of the first half, David. Calm, cool, collected. They had balance. Excellent execution. They're going to take a lead in here at halftime.
It's so much easier to go into half with that positive momentum, that positive juice. Now we can point to what we just did. Great job taking the lead. Now you go make your halftime adjustments.
He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. Motion from the back. Looking to throw. It's caught. Inside the 30, down to the 29. Time is running short here in the first half. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Snap to the back. And the defense able to get him down, and that should bring us to the end of the half. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Georgia will kick it deep to start the second half. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. So Texas has it again, and here comes the offense. They go to work in the third quarter with the lead, but they have had a little trouble keeping their quarterback upright.
Yeah, and you have the lead, you're positive, but the offensive line coach is definitely going to be upset. And the offensive coordinator, listen, I don't want my guy getting touched. He's being productive, but give him some more time here in the second half.
I think you can do that, too, offensively, by maybe leaving your tight end in to help block, maybe chipping with running backs to help these tackles out on the edge, because you're right. That pocket has been shaky, and if it continues to be that way in the second half, this could be a much different-looking football game.
Puts it out of the air. And he's brought down after a nice gain. And the Longhorns want to move quickly. Quarterback, quick pass to the receiver. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
The first thing you have to do to make these plays successful offensively is I have to block the edge. I got to get my speedster in space. They didn't do a good job of getting that guy out there in space where he could really use his jets. Nice job by the defense understanding it, seeing it, rallying to it, and tackling that guy for a loss.
Makes the stop at the 35-yard line. They rip off 15 yards on that one, and they are rolling.
That's a nice-looking catch on that play, and I know Texas is known for DBs, and they're known for having really good running backs. Not a lot of great receivers over the years. I'll tell you what, though, this guy has really showed up in this game. He's making plays, and I know they want to continue to build a legacy at this position here in this program. From the red zone, looking for a receiver.
Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. He'll get rid of it. And he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, Texas! This dude is just slicing and dicing this defense into little tiny pieces.
Carving him up, completely comfortable, knows exactly what he's getting, had so much success today. You got to find a way to make these quarterbacks feel more uncomfortable.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Out of the end zone. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. Wants to go up top on first down. Going to take a shot. He's got it down the left. Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense. Big play out of the gate to start this drive, and here they come again. The offense changing the play. Wide receiver comes in motion. Wants to throw on first down. Caught. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down. This offense absolutely humming as they come to the line again. Looking to throw on first down. Throws to the wideout. Intercepted deep in his own end. Defense comes up with a play. They get the pick and take it back to the 20.
And this guy's showing off his hands again, understanding where the football's going. He breaks on the football so quick. And guess what? He makes plays when he breaks on it. That's 2 interceptions here through 3/4 of a football game.
He's going to let one fly down the middle. Makes a grab for a big play. Hits the crease. Touchdown, Longhorns! Once he got some room, it was over. Texas fighting them through the air and on the ground, reminiscent of Colt McCoy's big day against A&M in 2009.
Yeah, just doing whatever they want. And this is a good spot to be. Listen, Texas gets a highly recruited kid at quarterback every single year. Can this be the guy that takes them to the next level? Today is a good day.
We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. After giving up that score, now it's incumbent on this offense to kind of get a back and forth going, Jesse, in this game.
They got to put some points on the board here. There's obviously a lot of football to go, so it's not necessarily panic time just yet, but I'm getting the ball into the hands of my best playmakers on this drive.
I hear you, Jesse, but not panic time. Have you seen my defense? I mean, I'm not trusting them to get a lot of stops, so he puts a lot of pressure on this offense.
And they don't drag him down until he gets all the way to the 46-yard line. Georgia going up tempo.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
There's nothing better than being a defensive lineman and a defense period that pressure the quarterback, that gets hits on him, that make him feel uncomfortable, especially when you come into their building and you get everybody really, really quiet. That's a great feeling.
And he throws his third pick of the day. His head has to be spinning.
Coming out of the tunnel in the third quarter, this quarterback now is really struggling with his decision-making. 2 picks here in the third quarter. This looks like Jekyll and Hyde from what we saw in the first half.
Well, and the bad thing is they're going to be in passing situations. They're coming from behind. They're going to need him to play better. Like, he's going to have to read the field better and make some plays if they want to get back in this football game.
A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
The Longhorns with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Power football with the run. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down.
And this is a guy that can find you the hidden yardage. That play, he just pushes the pile to get that first down.
They'll line up right at the 48-yard line on 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Lane. And that's a very productive first down play in bringing up 2nd and 3.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
They get him out of bounds at the 32, but that is what you want out of this running game.
And running backs are so good, so talented, so elusive. You see nowadays they really have the ability to make you miss, run you over. Unbelievable effort. Nice job. You keep that going, you're going to be hard to stop.
The toss to the outside. Oh, he's got some space. Touchdown, Texas! And the punishment has been extended.
Well, this offense said they wanted to start the year all gas and no brakes, and that's exactly what this game has shown. From the very opening whistle, this offense has been in sync. They've been explosive. Defense has had no answer for them. This unit is going to give teams problems because of their playmaking ability all year long.
And he's going to bring this one out. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Oh, he wants it all. Another interception. That's his 4th of the day. Going the other way, and he's got room. Finally brought down. The what a play, not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return.
And what a great job by the defense that time. Cover one, man coverage. And did you see how everybody was impressed? When you press receivers, you disrupt their timing. You get your hands on them at the line of scrimmage. You jam them. And it completely disrupts the quarterback in his thought process. And that time, that was a big reason that ball got INT.
Yeah, and listen, the offense has had their way, and they've had so much success and so much production. But listen, at least the defense got a rep. You know, maybe this gets you a spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see a little bit more life from this defense.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things to build off of. And maybe that's something they can point.
Just flying through the air like a superhero to make the grab. It is plays like that that'll let you pile up some serious passing yards.
Man, what an effort. I mean, the layout to be able to catch the football, keep it off the ground. Nice job by this receiver, and that's why this quarterback's had a day. Guys making plays all over the field.
They'll keep it on the ground. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down. What a day it's been on the ground for these two guys, and they just seem to get stronger as the game goes along as we take a look at the numbers. One more quarter to go, and it looks as if we are ready to play. They'll try to open the quarter by cashing in on this big opportunity deep in the red zone. A first down run in the red zone. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. It'll be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
The run up the middle, trying to steamroll his way in. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels.
All right, so now you're in this third down situation close to the goal line, and it just feels, David, like they're going to have to throw the football in order to score a touchdown here. I like maybe trying to get the quarterback outside on the perimeter and give him a run-pass option.
I like that, too. Get the quarterback on the move. And here's the thing. If I get close and I get stopped, it's 4th down. 4th down means go for it. That's all that means now today in college football.
Grinding and churning close to the goal line, but he'll be stopped inches short. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And on fourth down, they'll try to put 3 on the board. Never a doubt. And that lead grows even bigger. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Hey, guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great top 25 matchup. LSU is getting handled right now, and for this to be happening to this program in front of these fans, it's almost inexplicable. They're trailing by 35 to Clemson. Just another week of college football where we've come to expect the unexpected. Fellas?
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. And they're going to lose yardage there. The defense completely owning the front.
I got to give this defense a lot of credit. They were very confident coming into this one, even though they were going up against one of the best quarterbacks in the entire country. They're confident because they believe in their ability to get to him, and they've been able to do that.
Going to take a shot. And he is finding wide open defenders all over the field. His 3rd interception of the day.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's past, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this D.
The lone back's got it.
And when you're down later in the football game, you got to start taking some chances, and that was a beautiful run blitz. Great job playing the probability, understanding it might be a run to run some clock, and they guess right, and they make a big play for this defense.
To the ground with the back.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
The Longhorns will try to pin them back with the punt. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. On his way back from the 20. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. We've certainly seen better performances from this group. You have to hope that they'll grow from... Breaks into the open. Finally stopped at the 46 after a 15-yard gain.
A huge game. Probably would have loved to say this earlier in the game. Probably would have loved to have some of these runs and have a little bit more success running the football earlier. Now, I might think about maybe cranking the tempo and probably, if I'm going to need these runs, I'm going to need to go ahead and score on these runs, or I'm going to need to start chucking the football.
Couldn't find anybody to throw to. He'll just toss it away. It'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. He's going for the big play. And it's incomplete, going for the massive, explosive play instead. They're looking at a 3rd down.
Well, the defense really stepped up in this game. They knew they had to slow down this passing attack. They knew they had some matchups they were going to have to win one-on-one. They've been able to do that, and as a result...
No more time to throw. Quarterback is sacked at the 35.
You've got to love what you're seeing if you're the head coach of this team, because your defense is simply not resting on their laurels, and they're playing until there's zeros on the clock. They've got a massive lead. We're late in the 4th quarter, and they're still getting sacks.
Down in the 4th quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Looking down the middle. And make the catch, and the defense will force the turnover on downs.
Listen, with the aggressiveness of offenses and taking chances, a lot of times it's going to put your defense in a hole. And this defense is going to have to come through in the clutch right here because you're trailing. They can't get more scores. They got to get a stop on this possession, and the offense is going to have to do better than they just did. And just a great job by the defense being stout. All right, that's your job. Be stout up front, stuff in the run play, make them get in more passing situations, but do not let them run the football. That's 101. Stop the run first.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. They can stop the clock a couple more times, and they need to get it back fast, down 2 possessions as the clock keeps winding down. Now facing a 3rd and long. And in a 2-possession game, they'll take a knee. Defense can stop it a couple more times. A lot of ground to cover here on 4th down. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. So with the late lead, they're ready to just drain the clock in victory formation. And the quarterback takes the snap and kneels down.
It is what it is. There's no pressure. This game's over. You're up by a ton of points. They're not going to come back here in the 4th quarter. So you're just trying to put up more stats. Listen, stats count. Like, we all count our stats. At the end of the season, we look up, we got 1,000 yards receiving. Like, all these plays still matter.
On the nasty move, and now he's got room. Found a little room out of the Wildcat that time, just short of the 1st down.
Listen, I'm not one for moral victories, and obviously they're trailing by a lot of points late in this game, and they are going to lose, but it is a good sign if you're the head coach of this team that you're seeing your guys out there still competing and still fighting until there's zeros on the clock.
Finds a little space. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a 1st down. And the Bulldogs headed quickly to the line. Looking to throw on 1st down. He's got him. Crosses the 35. Out of bounds there. Nice pickup on the play. Spotted at the 32.
And another 1st down.
And here we go. Final play of the game right here. To the air on 1st down. He'll take a shot. And it'll be intercepted in the end zone. And he is brought down after the interception, and the clock strikes 0 here in the 4th quarter.